Olá, boa tarde a todos. O meu nome é André Soeiro e faço parte da equipa da Avanade Portugal. Antes de mais, eu queria aproveitar esta oportunidade, para agradecer à Microsoft e à organização do Building the Future, em particular, pela oportunidade que nos deram de estar aqui e ter esta conversa convosco. Hoje trazemos um assunto que para nós é de extrema importância e tem a ver com segurança e vamos falar de Zero Trust. E para falar disto com maior propriedade do que eu, convidei dois colegas meus que fazem parte da equipa da Avanade Global, nomeadamente o Breen e o Jordi, a quem já vou pedir para se apresentarem, e eu espero sinceramente que tirem proveito desta sessão. Okay? So guys, I'm going to leave this for you. If you can just present yourselves, let's have a great session about Zero Trust now.
Thanks, Andrew. I'll start by saying, hello, everyone. My name is Breen McInerney. I'm the Global Modern Workplace Security Offering Lead for Avanade and partner very closely with our global security practice to help clients secure their modern workplace environments. Jordi?
Thank you, Breen. Hello, everyone. I am Jordi Nogues, and I am responsible for the security practice in Portugal and Spain. To start this conversation, I'd like to ask you a question, Breen. Organizations are asking for help in securing their modern workplace, but where should they focus or start?
Thanks, Jordi. Yes, with people working in different locations, on different devices, across collaboration platforms and sharing data externally and internally, the threat surface is growing, and all on top of increasing compliance requirements and the need for organizations to protect the trust that they've built up with their customers. So in the last 18 months, we've seen accelerated digital transformation has outpaced security, in some cases with rapid change. Organizations are facing a growing and constantly evolving security threat with ransomware, phishing attacks, supply chain attacks, insider risk, misconfigurations. And the modern workplace security perimeter is now boundaryless. The focus to protect has to be across multiple domain areas with a defense and depth mentality needed. There is no one single solution that will eliminate all risks. Taking a zero trust approach, there are different areas to understand, scope, and secure. And we recommend with clients to focus on securing devices, identities, data, applications, and infrastructure. They're all equally important.
Thank you, Breen. Having briefly discussed the problem area, can you now talk about how the Microsoft 365 Security Suite protects organizations?
Sure. So taking a zero trust approach, M365 Security provides protection across the domain areas I mentioned above, providing a defense and depth approach. So I just want to use a human body analogy to give you another perspective on it. So your senses protect you in different ways with your eyesight, your hearing, your movement, your touch, and it's all centrally processed by your brain. And likewise, there are different components within the M365 Security Suite that provide different protection capabilities. So they all combine together to protect an organization's infrastructure and IT and data and key assets. So starting out with some of the solutions that are in place, identity. So M365 can act as an identity provider, provides several controls to manage who gets access to what data at what time. Conditional access, for example, defines who gets access under certain conditions. MFA protects multi-factor authentication, prevents 99% of all attacks, so really important. And then PIM, admins can only do what they're supposed to do. So looking at data, then these are the crown jewels. Data in transit is protected using encryption, compliance solutions, where the organization may need to improve to meet certain regulatory requirements, or in the case of an event or an incident, steps can be retraced using logs and who did what with the data. On applications, we're looking at who gets access to the Office 365 applications or wider SaaS applications can be managed. Defender for Office 365 will provide intelligence on, for example, on emails or links, will guide on what are safe links, if there's attached malware can be explored and executed to understand what the payload is. And also then, you can restrict within Office what certain tasks Office can do around macros and work through those solutions and areas. Lastly, then, just Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps will provide a list of sanctioned and unsanctioned apps, detect shadow IT, even detect where data is being stored externally on non-recommended storage devices or solutions, and protect against mass downloads and exfiltration of data. Devices, a lot of scope there to protect endpoints against malware or just reducing the attack surface. And with endpoint detection and response, it's possible to link that in then to your SIEM and source solution and provide extended support. And lastly, then on infrastructure support, that's the glue for all the different components, and Defender for Identities will protect against protect your domain controllers and protect against lateral movement, and provide security baseline support as well. So all these solutions combined will provide an end-to-end detection, response, and security solutions all up. So I think, Jordi, I'm going to talk to you about, how do these solutions combine to provide an end-to-end threat management in a modern day cyber attacks.
Cyber attacks follow a pattern, and the MITRE framework describes the anatomy of an attack. The Microsoft 365 Security Defense in-depth approach is aligned and mapped to protect at all stages within the MITRE attack framework, whether at reconnaissance, delivery, exploitation, installation, or exfiltration stages. Recent MITRE attack evaluations have proven that the Microsoft 365 security solution can detect modern attacks simply using out-of-the-box configuration. Other benefits which can be realized from implementing the M365 security solutions include providing a single pane of glass or a single management SaaS platform. All components are integrated and talk to each other, which helps addressing cyber kill chain requirements. Integration with Microsoft native SIEM or third-party solutions with ease of correlation, which enables it to be proactive and intelligent. With a single vendor and resource optimization, there are infrastructure savings, flexible licensing, and operational efficiency to be realized. And it also enables an enhanced employee productivity, providing more flexibility and better collaboration experiences overall. And last but not least, it also helps companies meet and manage compliance requirements.
Thanks, Jordi. So, having spoken about the problem and the technology to solve it, how do we as Avanade bring our capabilities to clients?
Well, in Avanade, we have a number of propositions that address specific client risks and business needs. It's not always a question about the technology. Our starting point in many cases is our modern workplace security advisory strategy and roadmap development offerings. And one such example is our M365 security assessment, which includes holistic assessment, C-level report out, roadmap, and business case development. Some other clients may want to go straight to an implementation project because they already know what they need and they know what needs to be done. For them, we have an offering around zero trust strategy to build resiliency. This is a set of blueprints and frameworks to implement zero trust across the Microsoft E5 stack. And also, other clients might have specific projects targeted at protect key data and addressing compliance needs. On the other hand, a huge growth area for the business is around managed security services. This is really where Avanade can differentiate himself, given the end-to-end capability, global footprint, managed security services, delivery centers, and the intellectual property built up with many deliveries at scale. This is about Sentinel and Rambox and automation, migration from third-party SIEM solutions to Sentinel, and so on. Lastly, another area which is grown is around security optimization. Security doesn't always have to cost more money. And here, our merger and acquisition security playbook is very helpful for these cases to implement a zero-cost-based security transformation. Having said that, you, Breen, probably can complete the picture explaining what do we help clients with more typically.
Sure, Jordi. So We have, as you explained earlier on, we have a number of offerings that can help clients on their zero trust journey. And I just want to explain a little bit about a recent project we worked on. The client was looking to consolidate their security solutions to improve correlation of events and cost savings through their E5 security solutions. And as a long-term objective, the business would like to adopt a zero trust model to be able to adapt to remote working and improve visibility and controls and security incidents. So we started off with an initial assessment was completed, and some base solutions were deployed in a proof of concept phase. So that was started with Microsoft Defender for Office 365 and also Microsoft Defender for endpoints. We had a set of workshops to sit down with the client to produce a zero trust roadmap, understand their current environment, what their existing solutions were, and then figure out a way of implementing that within their environment for a small set of users. And then following on from that, we worked through building out a roadmap then for other solutions that needed to be adopted, and that had the deployment timelines, how long it would take, and what the steps needed then were to build a business case, to get the investment, and work through that solution. And as a follow-on, then we looked at exploring a managed service offering to help with their longer-term management of their infrastructure and security events. So all up, it ended up with being a solution where they reduced, or they had cost takeout for not paying for licensing that they weren't using. We had a more secure remote working environment, and this is really important today with the need with COVID and the need for people to work remotely. And they also had better visibility on their security incidents, on what's happening within their organization. They were able then better to manage compliance all up. And we've used this solution with many different clients across Avanade, and I look forward to being able to work with some clients in Portugal, hopefully in the future.
I wish.
So Andy, over to you.
Yeah, and I was just observing what you guys were saying, and I really, first of all, I want to thank you guys for sharing your experience with us. And this is really Avanade Global. This is our one team, global team, and this is what we can bring into the market. We have a great team around security, but other topics also. But we are talking about security. We have, as Jordi was saying, we have several assets, and the one that Jordi was describing, our M365 assessment is really a great tool. It can set the direction in having organizations being less tolerant to security events, and I think that is great. And what you was talking about, Bryn, is the other part, which is our past experiences and what we've done in other customers, and that we can bring forth. So all that experience that we've gained is something that we always put in every single client where we operate. And again, this is our team. You are part of the team. I am part of the team. And when you are saying bringing this to Portugal, I hope so. It would be great to have any one of you in working in this market. I hope that those that are listening also think the same, and don't hesitate to reach out to me or any one of my colleagues here. And I'm sure that we can have great conversations about security, and specifically about what was discussed here about zero trust and it being the foundation of the future of work. So again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Bryn.
Cheers.